3 days. That's how long Taekwondo training at home usually survives. Day 1 is fire. Day 3, the bag stays zipped. It's not your kid's discipline. By the end of this, you'll know exactly what puts out the fire. And the one change that makes quitting almost impossible. Monday night, 7 o'clock. Kai bursts through the front door with his sports bag still hanging off one shoulder. Tonight was a good class. His instructor held the pad for him twice, and both times the smack echoed off the walls. So right there on the doormat, Kai makes a promise. He will train at home, every single day. Nothing will stop him. He drags the coffee table against the couch. He slides his mom's plant into the corner. For 40 minutes, the living room becomes a dojo. This is Taekwondo training at home, day 1. Pure fire. Day 2, the fire is still burning, but it's smaller. He starts after homework. He stops the moment his favorite show comes on. 15 minutes, still counts. Day 3, the coffee table does not move. The tablet is already on the couch, right where he left it. The bag stays zipped by the door. Nobody argues. Nothing dramatic happens. The promise just stops. 3 days. That's the whole life of the promise. What happened? Ask around and you'll hear the same answers everywhere. He lost motivation. He needs more discipline. Kids these days can't focus. But before the real answer can live, the wrong answer has to die. In 2002, psychologist Wendy Wood, now at the University of Southern California, ran a study that should be famous. Her team asked people to stop once every hour and write down exactly what they were doing, where they were, and what they were thinking about. Hour after hour, day after day. When the results came in, they were shocking. About 43% of everything people did each day happened in the same place, at the same time, with almost no thinking at all. Almost half of your day is not choices, not willpower, autopilot. So here's what that means for Kai. On day 3, he did not lose a fight against laziness. There was no fight. His training had been leaning on something invisible the whole time, and at home, that something was missing. Therefore, the real question is not why he stopped. The real question is, what was holding him up in the first place? The answer was written down 90 years ago. In 1936, a psychologist named Lewin published one of the most important ideas in the history of behavior science. Behavior, he said, comes from 2 things at once: the person and the place around the person. Change the place and the behavior changes, even if the person stays exactly the same. Now walk into Kai's dojo and look at it like a scientist. The mats are soft and open. They say, move. The mirror covers a whole wall. It says, check yourself. Rows of kids in white are sweating beside him. They say, keep up. The instructor's voice cuts through the room. It says, now. Kai never once decided to train hard at the dojo. He never had to. The room decided for him. That's the part nobody tells you. The dojo was doing half of Kai's work. When he promised to train at home, he brought the person, but he left the environment behind. And if you think a room can't really steer a human being, watch what happened inside a hospital. In 2012, Dr. Ann Thorndike at Massachusetts General Hospital in Boston quietly rearranged the cafeteria. She banned nothing. She put up 0 signs. She simply placed bottled water at eye level, in every fridge, in every corner of the room. Within 3 months, water sales rose by about 25%, and soda sales fell. Thousands of smart adults changed their behavior, and not one of them noticed. The room chose for them. Now look at Kai's living room the same way. The couch says, sit. The tablet says, watch. The coffee table stands exactly where his kicks need to go, and it says, stop. Every object in that room votes, all day long, and every single vote is against training. Kai was not weak, he was outvoted. So the room votes. But hold on, can a 10-year-old rebuild a living room? Should a family knock down a wall and roll out mats? No, because the science says the fix is much, much smaller. It's about 20 seconds. Shawn Achor, a researcher who taught at Harvard, tells this story on himself in his 2010 book, The Happiness Advantage. He wanted to play guitar every day. The guitar lived in the closet, 20 seconds away. He skipped practice for 4 straight weeks. Then he changed one thing. He bought a stand and put the guitar in the middle of the room. Same person, same goal, same guitar. After that, he played almost every day. He called it the 20-second rule. The habits that win are the ones that are about 20 seconds easier to start. 20 seconds. That's the price of dragging a coffee table.
That's the price of digging gear out of a zipped bag. It sounds like nothing, but to a tired brain at 7 o'clock, 20 seconds of setup is a wall. And this is exactly what Dr. B.J. Fogg found at the Stanford Behavior Design Lab. In his 2019 book, Tiny Habits, Fogg showed that a behavior only happens when three things meet in the same moment: a little motivation, an easy action, and a prompt. Something in the world that says, now. Kai's living room made the action hard and gave him no prompt at all. James Clear wrote the same law in Atomic Habits in 2018, a book that has sold over 15 million copies. Make it obvious, and make it easy. Therefore, here is the one change. Not a schedule, not a reward chart, not a speech about discipline. A corner. 1 square meter of floor that never closes. Nothing stored on it, nothing to move. The kicking pad leans against the wall in plain sight, facing the room. The start cost drops to 0 seconds, and the pad itself becomes the prompt. It fires every single time he walks past. That Thursday, Kai's dad cleared the corner by the window. He didn't announce it. He didn't give a speech. He leaned the pad against the wall and walked away. Friday afternoon, Kai walked past it on his way to the kitchen. The pad caught his eye. 10 kicks happened before a single decision did. A week later, kicking after homework was just what happens. The fire never came back. Something stronger replaced it. A groove. Remember how this works. Home training usually dies in 3 days. It's not discipline. Almost half of behavior runs on autopilot. The room steers the autopilot. The dojo was doing half the work all along. 20 seconds of setup can kill a habit. Removing them can save it. One open corner flips every vote in the room. Monday night, a boy stood on a doormat and made a promise. He believed that keeping it would be a test of his will. But maybe will was never a wall you climb. Maybe it's a room you build. So before you judge anyone who broke a promise, look around the room you're sitting in right now. Every object in it is voting. What is your room quietly training you to become?
Tonight, before bed, clear 1 square meter of floor. Lean the pad against the wall where he can see it. Say nothing. That's the whole plan. If this changed how you see a broken promise, subscribe. Next time, why praise can make kids stop trying. Train the mind first. See you in the next one.